Welcome, everyone, to Analytics are for the nerds. We are 115 days away until summer and also 10 months away until Christmas. Let's go.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Once again, gentlemen, I'm sorry about losing your boner. So sorry.
Very clear 101 in this biggest foot in the mouth draft. And the 101 is very clearly Rex Ryan, because that guy has definitely put some feet in the mouth. 100%. Guy loves feet, his white feet.
Big feet.
Lots of feet in
Little
the mouth,
feet.
I'm sure.
So many feet.
I gotta tell you, I am, you know this about me, you've been around for 20 years, you know I'm like 15 years late to a trend, but I'm also like 10 years before the next trend. I could rock out a visor, I think. I think I could rock it every day, and you know, not for a long time, because eventually that trend will spill again. But I think tomorrow I can go out and people are like, he's rocking it. He's doing it right. He's doing it.
Hair and the double mustache and the like, that is fucking gross. So, welcome.
I do want to be clear, though, that I have earned one, and Lou is depressed. There's a big difference. Lou is still trying to convince 16-year-olds he's cool, and they keep telling him they don't want weed from him. They can get it from anywhere.
Every time.
Hello. Obviously, before we talk about anything, great intro, Lou. Wow, we all look different. Well, at least Louis and myself look very different every episode. And Ryan, thank you for being the stable person that just shows up, good hair, put together. And I
like to keep the people guessing.
Yeah.
I did my old Italian mom towel wrap. I did take a shower. I didn't just it would be funny. I did take a shower. I got the robe on. I'm comfy. You feel good. You play good.
Yeah.
The audio only listeners have never missed out any more than they are right now. So make sure you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, you got to go to the YouTube page.
Good call. The audio listeners, if you are a Real Housewives of New York City fan, Louis is currently pulling the Jenna Lyons, showing up to the reunion with a robe, a little bit of cleavage, and a hair towel. So very, very good. I think it's fun. I think you look good. Very, you're like the dude, kind of like very cool, Big Lebowski. Any reason, or just you're feeling good, feeling yourself tonight?
True thing is, like I said, I did take a shower to kind of wake myself up, get in game mode for us, and as soon as I would have put on other comfortable clothes or clothes for this podcast, I would have been home for the night. This gives me that option. I kind of want to go to a new place that just opened up near our house, and I was thinking about maybe going to grab a bite to eat after this, and I'm like, keeping the robe on. If I put on the pajamas, I was done. But now there's still a step between now and bed. And so maybe I can grab clothes to put on, go out the house. So I'm keeping it open. If you guys get me, sometimes I have that after show rush, when we really fucking get into it. And so maybe I'll go out and eat some tacos.
Oh, fun. And I love it. You look great. And I like the sunglasses too. Ryan, what can you tell us about your outfit choice of the day? What's going on with is it 3/4 zip up? What's going on with this?
Yep. 3/4 zip, little golf zip up, right? And maybe a preview of one of my draft choices. It's camo, so you might not be able to see me. But just,
that's for you audio listeners. You still can't see any of us. That's great. I'm still rocking the clavicle and a little Queen of Hearts sweatshirt. Very nice. Well, great to see everyone. I was not on last week because I lost power. Jokes on me. And so that was
brings us to.
Oh, did I not?
I didn't. I was holding this back so much.
Oh no!
And I have a pop quiz because you texted me, right? She texted me after the power went on or back on. Some power went back on. How did the show go? And I told her how great it was and how great of a guest Zach was with us.
Love Zach.
And she said,
"Can't wait to listen."
Awesome. Can't wait to listen.
Yeah.
So we're going to give Allie a little pop quiz to see if she actually listened. First question, we're going to make it super easy for you. Okay, Allie? First question, who was our guest last week?
Zach Sheldon from Trainwreck Sports, everyone.
All right. Good
I
job.
do know. Yes, thank you.
I gave you, you know, if
Awful.
you
No,
messed
you're
that
going to
one
be
up,
such a monster. I know you're going to just be.
oh, it's yeah, that was
can't
a
wait.
softball.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm going to feel like Ryan in
During-
court making up answers.
During that episode, Zach mentioned his favorite thing you do in comedy. What did he mention?
He mentioned my dogs missing me and
No.
things that make me dry.
No, you did not. I knew you didn't listen. He mentioned out of all the things, he goes, he love her as on the analytics are for the nerds. I love her as a Bandits host. I love her stand-up comedy. But the best thing that Ellie Brady has ever done is your old bit with the Maury on Snapchat and at some point, and you always did. That was a great bit. You got to bring it back. The masses are asking for it.
Well, that's amazing. Did you that? I did. Okay, so I was on TikTok for a little bit. It's tough. TikTok is. I don't love editing. I give you so much credit, Louis, for doing it because it's a lot. And anyone who edits, it's not easy. But so my bit was I would watch Maury, and as many of us we watched that as kids when we were sick, or you watch it because you're white trash like I am, and just as fun adults. And I would guess like if it's gonna be guilty or not, or father not father. And I posted a few of them on Twitter. I'm sorry, on X and on Instagram. And then people would comment and find it and be like, "Oh, this bitch clearly knew that he was the father." I was like, who are these people that like? So I'm like, I hate making videos because everyone has an opinion, and I just hate opinions. I hate them. You heard it here. You heard it here.
So, I mean, I don't even know if you should ask the next two questions because if you didn't hear when someone gave you a compliment, there is zero chance, but we'll try. Let's see this. What were our two everything and nothing topics?
Pop culture.
See, this is not even fair because I was on the show and I don't know if I could answer these questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
No, that is not good. But I will say what you did is I did go, hey, did you have anything? Yeah. And you sent me a few things. And what I told them, I brought this up and I said, and then what I did was immediately make my own because I did not know any. You sent me three things that were, I don't think I knew or understood anything. I was like, I will stop. So I made my own. We talked about, so now let's do this. So you could actually play your part or the other part in this. I'll ask your opinions. We talked about the Delta flip of the plane in Toronto and how they were only offering them $30,000. Did you hear about this?
No, tell me.
Wait, you didn't even know about the plane that flipped over on the runway?
Oh, I know about and there's one in Arizona today.
So it came out maybe the day last week when we did the podcast that they were only offering, their starting offers were $30,000 to each passenger. And I felt like that was really low. Mr. Lawyer over here was fighting for the airline. Miss Defense.
I wouldn't say that exactly. I wouldn't. I'm just, here to point out, play devil's advocate as you often do, right? So.
You never go to the first offer when they say, if you want to jump off this plane we'll give you $600. You wait till like no one answers, right? Isn't that the thing? Is that the rule?
Yeah. That's absolutely the first rule of negotiation. It's just like in The Office when they tell Michael Scott, they said, we're prepared to make you an offer you can't, you can't refuse. And he says, well, we're prepared to reject that offer. So, you have to reject the 30. I get it. It's a game, but
And then the next thing, which I was actually surprised that you didn't even push my way as far as a suggestion, because I was excited to talk to you about this. Now that I know that you and I are going for a walk tomorrow, we don't have to go into so much detail. But SNL 50 was a big thing last week. So brief thoughts. How did you take in SNL 50?
Well, if you listened to my NPR episode on Group Chat on Friday, you would have heard me. It was also aired on Saturday at noon, but whatever. It's also on the app on NPR. But you will get my full response. But I loved it. I thought this. So I'm a massive Paul Simon fan, massive, 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 massive. And the Sabrina, like he just seems so old, and Sabrina Carpenter, like their rendition was so amazing, and like her voice is beautiful. I love seeing the crazy A-list celebrities in the audience. Like David Byrne was like right near, you know, all these like Blake Lively, but
Yeah.
it was just amazing. I loved it. I didn't think these sketches were that funny. Meryl Streep was amazing, but I just loved it. I thought Steve Martin's was really great. But yeah, did you like the skit? Like I thought some of the bits were a little
I think that they were just playing all the hits and, trying to get, I think it was more about getting the hits in rather than making the skits the best ever.
That's why do that 50.
I don't know. I liked a lot of them. I love the one where Eddie Murphy and Kenan Thompson broke with the show. Like that one was great. There were so many good ones. I thought the show was great. It did what if you know anything about me from this show, you know that I really loved Sam Darnold last year, and I'm a sucker for nostalgia. And anytime you throw nostalgia in my face, I'm gonna eat it up. And that was what that night was about. So I enjoyed it.
Eddie Murphy's impression of Tracy Morgan was fantastic.
That was really good too.
Amazing. It was nice to see Eddie Murphy funny and like on a show again, because that's where he comes from,
Yep.
Yes. So so thank you for making me feel excellent for losing my power. That's why I wasn't able to listen to the show. I also lost Wi-Fi for a week, so sorry.
You literally had power about 5 minutes after the show was recorded.
And I also have a generator. Thank you to generator Gen X for our generator power. Generac, you're a sponsor now, right? Thank you. But so it's nice to be back. I missed you guys. All right, so a couple fun things in the news. I love a little research. This one is fun that says study shows that sober rats prefer silence, but rats on cocaine prefer jazz music. Ryan, why do you love jazz music so much?
I don't know. I mean, that's amazing. I wonder why jazz music, and like, is there like a certain style of jazz music? Are we talking, old school, like Manhattan Bagel back in the day type jazz music? Are we talking, elevator jazz music? There's a lot of different kinds of jazz music. So I'd like to talk to the rats and find out what their style is.
This just in, the rat said Dave Brubeck. Does that change anything for you?
It completely changes my answer then.
Louis, any take on the rats and the cocaine? And also, are they snorting it? Like, how are you ingesting cocaine as a rat?
No, they're just licking it. But this is, I cut you both off as a million times, and I have a problem with it. It took all my power not to cut you off right there. This is amazing and insane. I had a conversation today about this experiment that was done in the 70s where they were working on addiction. And so they had two boxes, and they put this rat in alone, two waters, right? Or two whatever, what's it, bowls. Sorry. One had regular water, one had cocaine. And eventually they would more water. And then eventually they would then it started tuning to, once it realized what the cocaine was doing in the water, it drank it until it was only drinking that water and killed itself. Eventually, they put a bunch of rats in the same thing with them, like multiple, like they gave them friends, basically. There was 6 or 7 and did the same amount, like same experiment, and they only drank the water. So what it's trying to say is, I think, what I don't know the exact result of that, but I think it is have friends or you'll become a drug addict. I think that's what, because socially they were like, oh, we don't need this. I don't know.
Yeah.
It,
Okay.
it was on YouTube Kids. I'm not sure. Not sure if that's supposed to be on there. I should have reported that.
Why they're cutting inclusion and equity. Okay, I get it. I get it. I kind of feel bad also the poor rat. Like, I love the idea of probably a pot. Like, okay, so the person proposing this theory, do you think, like, in their research project, do you think they were a person that dabbled in drugs or very sober and was like, hey man, I got an idea. We're gonna get a bunch of rats. We're gonna give them some booger sugar, and we're gonna see what they listen to. Like Dave Matthews, like what are we doing? Like I love that idea of just like doing a playlist for rats on drugs. I think that's what I kind of want to know what they're eating. I want to know. I also want to save these poor little rats.
Let me let me answer that for you. Not much. I'll tell you one thing. If you look at the picture of the day that I walked into a rehab at 19 years old, man, did I look good and skinny. And I just want to be that 19-year-old cokehead again, you know?
Yeah. Are you saying Coke rats were hotter than healthy rats?
I
Yielded like
the jazz thing is funny though, because it's like Coke doesn't really make you relax, right? So it's jazz is a weed thing, you know, brother, sister.
Yeah. Okay. Get it. I get it. Get it, bro. Okay, I love it. So here's another really wild story I read is that when scented wax is melts, it creates particles in indoor air that we should not be breathing in, and it's comparable to diesel engines. So our linen scented candles are destroying our bodies. Also, the poor. My first question is, what scent do they make the rat smell that made them realize it's equal to diesel engine fuel? Anyone?
I think we're just discovering that basically everything that's ever existed is killing us. So let's just add candles to the list. I had one burning in here today, so thanks a lot. It makes me feel great that.
Yeah. I know it's coconut. Terrible now, right? It's so sad.
Is it? That's another one?
And I love a good beach themed candle. So,
I can't read some of these words on why wax candles could be harmful. Dangerous chemicals such as volatile organic compounds and phthalates. Paraffin wax contains toxic compounds like acetone, benzene, and toluene, which are known carcinogens.
Hold on. New podcast idea: Louis reading chemical compounds. It's like drunk history, except it's just you trying to say names of chemical words.
Me.
Who says it better, a rat on cocaine or Louis sober?
I did not know that. I have 6 or 7 candles burning throughout the house daily, so that is I'm going to blame that why I die early, not anything else that I do to kill my insides daily.
Here's my question though. So, okay, so I've been a vegetarian for decades, and when I smell, like if I go to a party and someone's grilling, I smell meat, and I think that I get why that smells good, but then I'm also like, I'm inhaling meat particles, right? Technically, that's probably meat fat or whatever in the air, and I'm inhaling. So, how is that any worse than the borzine that Louis just tried to describe? How is that bad? Like that, if we're getting,
I'm sorry,
conspiracy theory. If we're getting increased saturated fat from meat and I'm smelling it, how is that different than smelling a candle?
I just imagine you showing up to like a summer barbecue in like a hazmat suit.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have COVID? No, you're cooking meat.
Yeah, she's a secondhand carnivore. She just only inhales meat particles. That's only.
It
perfect.
makes
Dude,
sense.
that
I've never been
is.
invited to one of your summer parties. It makes sense. It makes sense.
I absolutely love you. That was one of the funniest things. I was like, "What, dude? Meat particles? What?"
Man.
Man, I'm gonna tease you so bad the next time I see you with it, like with a piece of meat, and you're gonna get sick and punch me. I'm gonna chase you around with a
Ugh.
ribeye.
Ugh. And then I just take like cocaine. All these rats come and protect me. There's like, get out of her. She's our queen. Yeah. So that's a very, very up exciting news. And then I guess we'll talk sports. This one I find very interesting because it's so dumb, but also amazing. And I love how simple we are as humans still. This one, I'm sure you've heard it because now it's 2 weeks old. But the New York Yankees now allow players to have facial hair after nearly 50-year ban, and that was okayed by Steinbrenner's son, who now operates the Yankees. But I mean, I'm talking to two men with really cool facial hair. We got a good beard, and we got always a fun goatee or something going on, which I get. Like, I think that's a really fun thing. Do we think like part of being a baseball player is having the weird mustache, right? Like that's the cool thing, right? Like, do we think the Yankees were such dorks for not having it? And I'm asking a Mets fan right here. That's why I'm
Yeah.
but like, is it going to change that much? Do you think people are like, okay, I can't wait to
I hope they really lean
add
into
into
it.
it?
I hope they just like all grow the most ridiculous beards the first year. Like that's what I hope
Yeah.
that they do. Just everything, pubes, just no shaving for just. It's just they just showed that they're on a no shave list for fucking a year. They're like, you want to do this? We're gonna do it right. So, again, Judge is just out there with friggin' just a beard like a whatchamacallit, big ass like what's the rock star beard,
The guy
whatever.
from Lit?
Whatever, name your big beard. But yeah, I think it's the dumbest rule in the world. It made me feel like I was when I worked for Disney, and I think they're still like this, but Disney is like that. Like you have to be well groomed and you can't have any visible tattoos and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not working for the man anymore, Disney. And I'm glad that Hell Steinbrenner finally figured it out that he doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, that's and by the way, it's spring training camp right now, which is very fun, and the Mets are doing very good. So this is they did lose yesterday, but whatever. Okay, and then do we want to I guess should we move on because I can do this all night and I don't want to ruin everyone. We'll save my Uno fact for next week. Okay. So we are now going to move on to the great fun segment called Who is the Idiot? This is where I give Ryan and Louie a question and they have to prove a fact to me. And then whoever has the worst explanation is the idiot. Okay. So who is the idiot? First question. Back to sports. Sorry, everyone. What veteran will we assume is which veteran? Sorry, whoever wrote this question might be the idiot. Let me just see. Which veteran would we assume is done and will surprise with another good fantasy year?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a very smart, highly educated individual that wrote that question.
Not
I think.
A GED, not someone who's tried to attain. Just a very level-headed person probably wrote this. Ryan, did you understand what I just said? And if you do, go ahead.
Let me synthesize this question. Who's not dust yet, right? Who's not dust?
Yeah,
right? That's a good way of putting this one. So, I have like a 10-point lead already on Louis. I better not screw this up. Okay, my pick for who's not dust yet. It's Davante Adams. All right, he had 140 targets last year. He had almost 200 half PPR points, and I'm struggling to find a scenario in which his quarterback situation doesn't get better than what it was last year with whatever they were doing out in Las Vegas and Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, and then the corpse of Aaron Rodgers. So I am all about Davante Adams at this price this year. I still expect him to put up, 175 half PPR points, maybe give you six to eight touchdowns, probably close to 1,000 yards, if not already, breaking that number. So absolutely in on Devontae. I think he's still got one more year left in him.
Cool.
Yeah. And I don't know if you mentioned this, but we talked about this last week. Like, I think he comes to the Bills. He's the betting favorite right now to come to the Bills, and I think that would only help. News out today that Rodgers wants to bring him wherever he goes, but does anybody want Rodgers? Who knows? I'm going to go with Kelsey here, and I don't know. Everyone, I know. I was going to say this, by the way, before the news came out today, that and it wasn't even news. The GM just said that he expects him to be back.
Yeah.
He didn't say that Kelsey said that at anything, but I know a lot of people thought that he's going to retire. He's down to like tight end 15 and underdog. The dude had 93 catches last year, like not dying. I do like Noah Gray a lot. I think they like Noah Gray a lot, but I think there could be a way where both of these guys are better than their ADPs. Kelsey, I went on right after the GM said that to see. I was like, oh shit, probably the last time I could get Kelsey as tight end 15, and I think right after that he was like tight end 9 drafted. So I feel like we'll see a little bit of a burst, but I think he's still worth being in the tight end 7-8 range on underdog.
All right. Ryan won that for the most smart. Louis lost that as the smartest. So Ryan, you get the +1 on this. But sorry, bro. Question that sounds like it's written like Ryan would write it, but it's the theme is about butts, so it sounds like Louis thought of this question. Very interesting question. I love this. I love this. Should the tush push be banned? And even should can we get a new name? And what is one other sport rule that should be banned? Let's go. We're going to give this to Louis first.
All right. Perfect. One, absolutely should be banned. Like, I am so glad they're bringing it up. This has nothing to do with the fact that the Bills were 1-5 with it in a game just a few weeks ago. I just think it's the dumbest rule ever. Like in basketball, I feel like that the equivalent would be a really tall player picking up a player to dunk. That's the way a guy if Muggsy Bogues jumped into Manute Bowles. Oh man, I'm really dating myself there. But hands to dunk. It's just so dumb. In baseball, it would be the whole everybody on the base path waiting to meet up on the third baseline and then just all trucking through the catcher together. Hockey, having somebody have one of your teammates lay on top of the puck and the rest of the team just bobsleds them into the it's the dumbest rule. I hope that it wins. It doesn't seem like only one team brought it up to even vote against it. So I bet you it's not gone this year. Maybe more things. Oh, you know what needs to happen? A bad injury. I hate to say it, but a bad injury to one of the quarterbacks is going to be eventually when this gets revoted on after this year. And I don't know. I just think it's horrible for the sport. A rule to get rid of in all sports. I think the worst rule the worst thing in sports is the intentional foul in basketball. It slows down the last 3 minutes of the game. No one wants to watch players shoot free throws. That's not why we're here. Any clear intentional foul should be a technical foul with an extra foul shot or some form of penalty, but get it out of the game. It's so it really, no one wants to watch that. The last 2 minutes of a basketball game are 13 hours long, and it's because of that. So no. What?
Wow, I think we just became best friends. Ryan.
All right. On the tush push, I'm going to disagree with Louis here. Okay. And here's why. Football has 100 really stupid, terrible rules that probably need to be changed. And the tush push is not even in that top 100. Okay. There are far bigger issues, like some of these illegal shift rules, or when the lineman is 2 yards down the field, what was he going to go run a route and he didn't report as eligible? I mean, what are we doing with that? Okay. This is a football play. You have, Reggie Bush did it, for USC, right? He when they played Texas. And just who cares? Just if you can't stop it, you can't stop it. That's on you. You can't stop a 6'1" or 2 foot quarterback. Like Jalen Hurts is the best one that does it. I mean, they can't figure out how to do this. I mean, that sounds like a you problem. So, but for as far as in other sports, something that definitely needs to change, it's the offside challenge in hockey. It's the worst. I can't stand. I understand in like the Stanley Cup games, if you want to have, you know, an eye in the sky that's reviewing these types of things for goals, okay, fine. But during the regular season, we're throwing challenges on somebody's first NHL goal, and it gets called back because somebody had a like. What's the purpose of the rule? The purpose of the rule is to keep players from just hanging out in the offensive zone. Okay, so who cares if he's a skate across and the ref misses it? Just play on. So that's my take.
Ooh. Guys, that was a really good back and forth. I love Louis. I love your intentional foul reference to, because the last 4 minutes is anytime anyone's near a basket in the last 4 minutes of a game, there's a foul, which is crazy. Okay, Lou, if we didn't use just like pushing, what would you think that'd be okay if you like would there be okay if you have to make a 2-yard if you have to get 2 yards, how would you do it?
I want the traditional, either the traditional QB sneak, or like if they're built like Josh Allen could do a traditional QB sneak. He doesn't need anybody pushing his ass and get 2-3 yards every time.
Apparently, he did need somebody pushing him, and
I'm
maybe
gonna
go to the other side.
I'm going to stop you there. I want to push Josh Allen's ass. I'm going to give this one to Ryan. I mean,
Yes.
very, very, very good.
Yeah.
I know, and I know I have a question, but it's very close. But also the offside in hockey, that is the most annoying thing, and it's just obnoxious. But winner takes all in this next question.
Oh, look at that.
Look at how
Look at that. I'm gonna blow you. I'm gonna get 3 points on this question.
But this kind of is also in favor of Ryan, because it's a lawyer question. And Ryan, if you don't know what I'm going to ask, you're not reading your boring newspapers that the law firm things, you know, those like those periodicals. And then Louis, since you're garbage like I am, you should know this.
Okay.
Who are we rooting for? Justin Baldoni or Blake Lively? I'm going to give this question to the lawyer first.
Oh no, I was totally going to take my cue from Louis because I don't know. God.
3-point question.
All right, I'm just going to go. All right, here I am going to go. All right, I do know one very small thing about this. All right.
He's hot.
The only thing I know about it is that I think this Justin Baldini guy, is that his name?
Baldoni, yeah.
Baldoni. I think he is like trying to use the media to get everybody on his side. So like what was it like when he was out with his family, right? Like, oh, so the paparazzi like takes a picture when he's walking with his family. He's trying to look like the good guy. I mean, come on. All right. It very clearly like tipped off his friend or somebody that he knows that works over at the tabloids, and oh, I'm going to be, you know, taking my family out to lunch. All right. So I think he's a phony. 100% on the side of Blake Lively, and I hope I'm right on this. I have no clue, but that's my read of this situation.
I don't think we're gonna be on the side of Allie, but I'm going to agree with you. I just love everything about, like, forget either of those two. I love Ryan Reynolds, okay? And I know he might be going to Diddy parties, but at this point, who hasn't? I don't know. Like, literally, which every star is like, did they didn't go to one of those? I'm not saying they were freaking off, but I mean, come on. Everybody was there. Ryan Reynolds, anytime you see Ryan Reynolds on X, it's 50-50. It's the half of the people being like, oh, he's so funny. And half of the people being like, that pedophile. Like, people, that's just 50% of people are just calling people pedophiles just because they're who they are. I love Blake Lively. I love that movie, by the way. I have seen and I followed all the drama because I'm super into it. So I will say I am well versed in it, and I think I lean towards wanting so badly to be on her side that, like Ryan, I'm like, I see that and I'm just like, what a setup, like everything that Blake Lively does. I'm like, see, this is why she's right. And with him, I'm like, this scumbag. So I'm a little bit blinded by hotness, to be perfectly honest. And I'm when I say that, I mean Ryan Reynolds, not Blake Lively.
Well, I like that you both went towards the feminist because I love feminists. If you guys have done any research, you would know that Blake seems to be really problematic. But saying that, we don't know anything until their court.
Oh my God, the lawyer!
I am pro Justin Baldoni at this moment. But so if you did a little research, you know that she might not be innocent. Saying that, the fact that Louis is so adamant and believes with his soul that Ryan Reynolds is hot, which he is. Since you both chose the wrong person, I'm going to give this to Lou.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do I win the whole thing? So Ryan's the asshole. You got to say it. You got to say
Ryan,
Ryan's
if
the
you
asshole.
would have said Justin Baldoni, because
we're changing the rules. I win 2 out of 3, and because I don't know who Justin Baldini is, I have to.
You have to say it.
Yeah,
Ryan,
okay.
this court case is going to change nothing, but you still need to know it. Guys, if I ask the same question next week and you change your answers, which could happen, you could take 2 weeks in a row. We could switch, but this at the moment, yeah.
Say it. You have to say it. Say, Ryan, you're the asshole. You have to say it.
You're not even getting the name of the segment right. It's who's the idiot. You're the idiot because you can't even remember the name of the segment.
You know what? Ryan's anger, you switched me.
Let's
Ryan,
go.
you're the winner. Ryan is not the idiot, Louis. You are. There you go.
Oh man.
Yeah, since you got the name of the segment wrong, Ryan has won all 3 of those questions. So
I definitely, for the way I think that first question was worded properly, though. I think I was. I don't think I was. I think I was wrongly accused there.
I can't wait to tell me when you tell on a scale of 1 to 10, how sweaty are you right now in your
I'm not. It's very comfortable. It's very comfortable. And little do you know, I'm sitting spread eagle. So a lot of air.
Audio listeners, Louis is still in his shower hair wrap and robe, and but the wrap is slowly going towards his eyes.
It's gonna fall. Like I'm holding it up with my sunglasses right now. Like it's going to fall at any moment. I'm just scared what's underneath there. My hair is probably not. Okay.
Do you need to adjust it all? Wow. Look at these. Just listeners who are just audio. It turns out that Louis and Ryan both have the same beautiful hair. Wow.
I think my hair is actually thicker than his, which I will give him. That means he's got better hair because when I do this right, it looks luscious. His just always looks like that, and sometimes
Ryan has great hair. Yeah.
Sometimes I look like Cousin It.
It's fine.
All right.
So our next segment, everyone, is fantasy football category. So what we're going to do is I'm going to provide Ryan and Louis with a football player. Louis is going to spin a wheel and he's going to tell us. We're going to match up with a talent.
The category. The category. So the 4 categories we have. I'm sorry, are a song, a clothing brand, a sexual act, or a dangerous activity. So you're going to give one of us a name. We're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to have to explain what category that player reminds us of.
And audio listeners, we have a spinning wheel that is clearly giving Louis some sort of virus on his computer because it doesn't.
100%.
It does not seem well. All right. So first, you know what? Since he's our winner, I'm going to give it to Ryan. I'm going to give you James Cook.
Okay.
You spin the
James
wheel.
Cook, and we're gonna spin the wheel.
Clothing brand and James Cook.
All right. So, all right.
Virus.
I'm thinking something flashy. You know, he had a really good season. He's become a little bit more outspoken. So, you know, it can't be something just casual, but I think he's also, you know, he's going to go out of style. He's you know, he's a running back. He's got a short shelf life, and I'm not interested in paying what it would cost, which is a lot of money for something that's not really that cool of a shirt. So this is perfect. He is Ed Hardy. He is absolutely Ed Hardy clothing.
Yeah.
Why would you spend $150 for a golden tiger? Now, this is coming from someone that in college, yes, I did buy some Ed Hardy shirts. I had a phase. But just like everyone has a running back phase, I had an Ed Hardy phase, and I think he's Ed Hardy shirts. That's what he is.
I love that, Ryan. And Ryan, can you just tell the listeners what is your favorite brand at Marshall's?
It's not Ed Hardy anymore. No, I would say I don't even have one, but I do love Marshalls. So I'll give you that.
Yeah, I don't have one either. All right, Louie, we're going to give you Matt Stafford. And if you spin the wheel, let's see what you're getting.
All right.
It looks like you are getting Matt Stafford and Sexual Acts, the father of 15.
Wait, no, that's not Stafford.
Stafford probably has 15 kids on the way.
That's Rivers, isn't it?
I think. 4?
No, I don't think Stafford is. Anyways, you're confusing me. I'm trying to think. Sorry. Stafford and Sexual Act. Oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna go doggy style because no one comes from behind better than Matt Stafford, right? Like he's always dude. That is so good.
And he might also be a Cleveland Brown.
Might be a Cleveland Brown. So good. So good. Yes, doggy style is great.
I love it. It's awesome. All right, let's Ryan, you're up next. We're gonna give you Rashad Bateman. And if you spin the wheel, we have 2 left, which is Dangerous Activity and Song. I'm very excited. Do you have a pick you want? Let's see. Oh, Dangerous.
Yeah,
it's like Dangerous Activity and Bateman.
You know, I feel like these are like the two polar opposite. Like Rashad Bateman, like what's the most dangerous thing that Rashad Bateman's ever done? I mean, he's not really like a needle moving type of guy, in my opinion, right? He had a injury ravage. I know you're a big Bateman guy, so don't get offended, Louis. I see your face, all right. But you know, he had a slow rookie season. You know, he's the dangerous activity for Rashad Bateman is that he swallows butter knives. That's what he does. He's not really that. It's not that dangerous. It's phony dangerous, fake dangerous.
Ooh.
I got a really good one for Rashad Bateman. If you don't mind. What about
like the one that I just gave, or in addition to the one that I just gave?
In addition to
yeah, you're right. Ryan, you are owning this episode.
Damn it, my Gene, he's catching up to me. No, I thought a funny one for him for dangerous activity would be walking on ice, because you know he could hurt you, but he's never going to kill you. You know, like
same thought, same kind of. Yeah. All right, I got you.
It was your form that made me think of it. It wasn't. I wasn't saying mine would be better, Brian. You're right. All right. So what am I left with? Noah Gray and Song.
Noah Gray and Song.
I like that. What about I'm coming out. Oh, I want the world to know. I think I talked about Kelsey earlier, still having some left, but I think just like last year with Likely being this guy, I think there's a way to support 2 top 15 tight ends, and I think that they can do it. I think I think Kelsey falls back a little bit to that 8 to 12 range. I think Gray comes up from like 34, 35, whatever he was, to maybe 20. I think he's way undervalued right now at tight end 27. I am excited for him, and I think he is alpha mode once Kelsey's gone. I think he's that good.
So follow-up question for both of you in terms of tight ends. So obviously Kelsey has been top tier tight end for years. Besides Noah Gray, like who else are you thinking for next year that's going to just rise above?
Go ahead, Ryan, and you could rebut my Noah Gray thing because I saw the steam coming out of your ears, but then answer her question.
Yeah, I felt like I had a good one if Noah Gray came up with the clothing, because he's like Polo Club, he's not Ralph Lauren, he's Polo Club. Like he's been waiting behind Kelsey. Like we've been hearing about Noah Gray for 4 years. I mean, he's never gonna be Ralph Lauren. He's Polo Club.
Drop the mixtape. You're right.
Yeah. So a guy that I don't know, there's a couple actually at tight end. I think that's a good place to start for, kind of under the radar. This draft class looks good. So I could definitely see a couple of the guys come in from this draft class that, torpedo some roles. But I like Theo Johnson a lot in New York. He was out there for a ton of snaps. And yes, that was out of necessity because they really had nobody else other than Bellinger behind him. So maybe it was just opportunity was there, but I think he could carve out a role next year in an offense with potentially a better quarterback and maybe Matt Stafford there.
I want to just echo Theo Johnson. I like that. It's like he's like tight end 34 right now, just like Ryan said. Man, if Stafford ends up there and he's tight end 34, like wow, he could be a top 10 guy. So I love that a lot, and I've been doing so much of that. The other guy, I know we fall under this Buffalo thing a little too much, but I really think Kincaid's going to get it. His route numbers and like all his analytics line up that he's just had a lot of bad luck. Now he had drops last year. He had 6 drops. That's not, that hopefully gets better because that's usually not a sign of, something that has a negative regression easily. I mean, guys that have trouble with drops have trouble, but Josh has never been the most receiver friendly quarterback. And some of those drops, whatever you want to say, they could be well thrown, but they are on Josh when it comes to accelerate, how fast he's throwing and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think Kincaid at tight end 13 is a steal. So I'm a little bit high on him too.
I know I'm a Josh Allen lover, but imagine him next season, non-broken hand or finger, and being able to throw with full force or full, grip of the ball. It's going to be
he's
game changer.
Yeah.
Also, if someone with a broken finger threw me a ball, I'd be like, yeah, his hand's broken, so not on me. All right, so we are going. It's spring. We're almost at spring. It was like 40 degrees for 6 hours yesterday, so we are at the spring draft. So we are going to draft anything spring related. Okay.
Yep.
That was great.
I have the order here, and it is Ryan Mira, me, then you.
Okay.
So Ryan.
All right. There's a couple worthy things here, but they all sort of, in my opinion, center around the same thing. And there's nothing better than in my opinion, than the first warm day in spring, like the first nice day. I'm talking, it's usually in March, right? Around our area, you usually get one tease like, 50, 55 degree day. And you're just like, oh man, I can feel it coming. Like it's going to be here before we know it. And then
you're outside in t-shirt and jeans.
You can, right. You smell it, the air. It's like, finally you get the sun on your face. You're like, oh, maybe my seasonal depression will go away. And then it does usually when the sun comes out. So that's absolutely the first pick.
I can't be happier to end up in front of Allie. I think I could have gotten through a 7-round draft, Ryan, without you having this, but I'm a little scared that Allie would have pulled this out. I'm going to go Bruce Springsteen here with the 1-2 pick. I was a little worried that Allie might get there. But man, spring draft, Bruce, the boss, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Ooh, I'm on fire. Love Bruce. I love Bruce. Do you see him in Buffalo? Do you see him?
I know years ago I did. I did not go to this last one.
Fun fact. It's not fun at all. It's very sad. Not as sad as Cocaine Mice, but Clarence, his last show was in Buffalo. I was there.
Who's?
Clarence, the guy that in the Christmas is a little sax player.
Oh, yeah. That's
very serious.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about the last time you saw friggin' Tragically Hip? I mean, God. You want to bring anything else down? God, did you see my Nani the day before she died?
I saw John Lennon December 6th, 1981. And okay, so I got my top two, both excellent choices. This is gonna be fun. So my number one draft for spring is spring training camp. Baseball fan. I love it. I've gone to Arizona to watch it. It's like the best. So fun. It means absolutely nothing, but man, am I excited for the 82 weeks of baseball we have in front of us. Okay. And then next up is more sport related. Again, this goes back into Oasis Wonderwall, but spring is time for soccer, y'all. Look at us. Let's go. We got soccer or football, as my European friends say. I love that we got. I love Minnesota United, MLS League. Let's go.
Wait, you're a Minnesota United fan?
Are you also a fan?
No, I am not also a Minnesota United fan. But I'm just
are you
wondering,
LAX or are you Galaxy?
How and why did that happen?
Go Loons! I'll tell you after the show.
All right.
That's a weird story. She met one of the players the day before they died, and she said she would always root them on.
You ever hear a man named Nelson Mandela?
I don't think that this is too. You guys could veto it, and I will come up with something different. But I think this is a different thing. I'm gonna go just opening day of baseball, and I think that's different than spring. And I love spring training, and I love that idea. And it was on my, I wanted a baseball related thing, but opening day is regular season games that matter. I promise you, when I lived in Florida, that's all I did in February was go to different spring training games. There's
Where
nothing
did you
better
live?
In Florida.
Ew.
Yeah, it was gross. But I lived in Orlando, so it wasn't, it wasn't the heart of Florida. So I more baseball, but I'm gonna go opening day of baseball.
Awesome.
Real quick, in my drinking days, bartending days, we would start at noon. And we would go, that would be a day that we'd go see. We always take off and we would go see our other friends who bartended. So we would write a list and we would drink from noon till the West Coast game was over at 10:30. So it wouldn't be over till like 1:00 in the morning. And we would do just a full day shift of watching baseball. And I miss that.
Yeah. Analytics are for the nerds. Road trip. Do we want to do a Bisons, which is the farm team for the Blue Jays? Do we want to do a home opener? Also, look at this. I even had that. That was on my list. Do we want to do maybe a home opener field trip?
Yeah, that would be nice. You said road trip before you said field trip, and then you said Buffalo Bisons. I was like, what fucking little farm town is she going to take us to for a Bisons road trip?
Saskatoon in Saskatchewan, bro. My basket of Canada.
Doubleheader weekend with the Minnesota Soccer Club.
Go Loons!
Go Loons! I was just about to say that. All right, for my next pick, I am gonna go with. I can't believe it's still available, but the Masters is one of the greatest parts about spring. Like when the Masters is on TV, everything could be, really tough in your life, but you feel like everything's going to work out because golf is back on TV. It's just so green. It's beautiful. So the Masters, and I'm going to stick in the sports realm and just, double tap sports here. Let's go March Madness. I mean, first day, the whole tournament, but the first 2 days of that tournament. I mean the first 2 real days, that Thursday and Friday, really the first weekend is just, it's incredible. I mean, just so much excitement, and again, it's another one of those things that's like a preview for nice weather being here in summer and all the fun stuff. So
Awesome. Ryan, are you going to the Masters this year like you did last year? Or?
I am not this year as far as I know, but I think my uncle still is like in the lottery every year. So hopefully we get back again at some point.
Very cool. Great picks. Lily.
I'm gonna go with spring roll. I like a good spring roll, and if I could get an item of food in any draft, I'm gonna take it.
I think I go spring roll over egg roll. You agree?
Yes.
Fresh.
Yeah,
Fresh.
definitely.
100%.
I'm gonna go with the spring mattress. It's body. I love it. It's nice I love a good wine glass again, just right on there. So spring mattress is my number 3, and my final pick for the spring draft are antihistamines. They really are a game changer in the spring. They're a fun word to spell, and antihistamines.
How much will you give me? Not if I spell it right, but just that I attempt to spell it.
I was thinking of it, and it's gonna be like anti. Then ellipsis.
I can't even. Wait, Ryan's like, I want to try. Say it again, though. Say it again.
Antihistamines.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
I
Wait,
got stung by a bee, so I had to take some antihistamines.
All right. A.
Bill does not help. Yep.
And.
Okay,
P.
you got anti. Yep.
Oh, wait. Does it start with anti? Does it really? Does it start with I? No.
Tell me what you got so far.
ANTI.
Perfect.
H.
Yep.
I.
Huh?
S. T. Hold on. Say it again.
I love a GED.
Histamine. Wait.
Antihistamine.
OMENES.
You missed it with the O.
So close. All right. I'm more impressed by GD.
No, very good. You're very, very, very close. It was instead of an O, it was an AMINE. So antihistamine. But
all right, that was good.
Long live Benadryl, Louis.
I'm gonna go straight up. My daughter every day for like the last year leading up to the winter, it was come home from school and just go outside, just walk anywhere. We walked the Elmwood Village, our local neighborhood, and I can't wait to walk. I want to go for like a 1 mile walk outside where I'm not freezing my dick off, and I'll be very excited for that. Jesse just commented GED in the GED in the that's pretty funny. But yeah, all right, so that's good. What about your last pick?
Last pick is little MDW, little Memorial Day weekend. How do you not love a great MDW? I mean, it's the greatest start to the summer. It's a big fantasy weekend for me. A couple of my like dynasty leagues, it's like rookie drafts, and everything is really just like nice weather and being outside. All of my picks are the same. So
love it.
Love it.
Excellent draft, everyone. Louis, I know you always have a couple you want to talk about, but great. This is a tough one. Everyone has really good.
So
I was gonna pick spring water. That was on my list.
Spring water would have been good.
Yeah,
that would have been a really good one. I have no honorable mentions, but I do have 2 quick things to mention. One, just to fill you in because you didn't listen last week, we had referenced how a meteor has I don't know if you've seen this would have been another, it had like a 3.4% chance of hitting us in 7 years, Earth. And like people started freaking out, and the stuff was like increasing. And then you just kept on getting these almost every day, the odds were going higher. Well, NASA came out They must have all watched our show last week, the masses, and then everybody was freaking out because NASA just came out the other day and they corrected it to like 0.04% chance that it's going to happen. So they're saying, don't worry, Earth is safe. We know that you saw this on Analytics and for the Nerds. Don't believe those guys. And so just, that's changed and everyone's safe. I was really having a lot of anxiety about that. And then my big question for you, Allie, that I wanted to ask, I was so ready for you to be part of the segment, and then you weren't because you lost power. And so now I'm going to ask you. I already asked Ryan. We could close the show with this. Is all right. And the free hinge. I started tickling back with the hinge. I don't know if tickling is how I should explain it. I don't think that should go on my profile. So yeah, let me just kill yourself quicker. And when you just do free, because I'm not paying. I got the personality like this. I'm like, anyway, you get 2 roses to send out, right?
Oh.
So, but that's a big decision. When I was telling them, when you look like this, and my reasoning is I'm a solid 6.7. No, 6.7 in
Buffalo.
Okay, whatever, 7.1. But then I'm like that 7. No, I want to go back to 6.7. I know who I am. I know where my strengths are. But then in pictures, it's even worse. I don't know what it is about me. I'm like Chandler, and I'm like whatever. So I am definitely like a 6.0. Okay. I'll give. I think that's high on my profile, but whatever. So I know I'm not putting, and I don't care. I'm too high when I feel like I'm not. This isn't. If you have to get to me this way, I'm not taking a lot of time.
Taking glamour shots tomorrow on our walk. So
long story short is, you have to be careful with those 2 roses, because I can't just go give them to the 2 hottest girls. They're not going to be like, oh, look at this fucking troll that just gave me this fucking rose. Like, I got to save those roses for somebody I have a chance with. So I need to look for other, 6s, 6.5s, and none of that. Like, I look at them like, oh, I'm not giving this troll a rose, but that's where I have to end up, is with it. I have to end up with a similar troll, and that's been sad. So that's why I like to go to bars where people are drinking alcohol, and then I get a chance to talk, because then that's really my what makes me attractive.
Okay, what's the question?
I just wanted to tell you that. I'm sorry. No, I'm doing the right thing, right? Like, I can't throw them out to 10s.
I'm going to say this.
Those are wasted roses. Those are wilted roses.
I think I was talking. It's going to probably bore people. Oh my gosh, we're getting thousands of people listening now. I spoke to someone at a local watering hole. He's a gentleman, and he was with his friend who's also a guy, both single. The one guy recently broke up with a girlfriend he was with for a while, and he was talking about how hard it is to date, and that there's a lot of back and forth communication, and then just stops online. So saying that, is it better just to give it to a bot, so you have they continue to reply? Like, what? I don't know. It just seems so tough to just not be able to talk to someone in person. And
well, what if there's a 7.1 Buffalo out there that looks like a 6.0 on her profile picture that's really funny and hilarious? So I need to be in my realm. I think I just need to know my place. The thing is, I used to be hot somewhere around the ages of 13, 14. So I know what it's like to get attention from the hot people, and ever since then I'm like, that's all I'm gonna do. So but that's I need to bring myself down.
I'm gonna say this: Buffalo girls are hot. We're hot, so I think we're above a 7. So you have to think big. It's okay to go above. I think it's and I also think you're more than a 7.1. I wish you would
Thanks,
Louis crushes it. Or if you're any listener out here who is interested in Louis, He does not crush it. No one likes him. But like, I think you've but
I don't. Yeah, I crush it outside of the virtual. But I don't know, who wants to go out in this? What am I going to go out in my fucking duckies and score a
yeah,
hot? I do somehow.
but I've seen like girls like
Yeah.
a listener. You might be one of the ladies, like or the lady, like beautiful, like kill it. But also because you're like you're more than a 7, so give yourself that. You're but I don't know. I want to like so when we go on our walk tomorrow, let's go on your Hinge. Let's fix your profile.
Okay.
Let's make it cute. Ryan, do you have any update, like anything that Louis should fix besides his personality? Really, what do we do? What do we do to make you?
Besides all of that in that square, do you
We're
think
just blurring out his undercarriage if you're just audio listening right now.
I just
You know,
stand up
I'm
for it?
I'm just picturing. I just want to know. I just want to know what the profile pics look like in the Hinge. Like
A
I'm
blurred
picturing.
crotch.
Yeah, are we keeping them pretty standard? Are we doing some like George Costanza modeling poses? What are we doing there?
No, I'm pretty standard. I no kid in any of them because I like to wait to weaponize my daughter for dating. No, I'm joking. No, that's weird. So I don't put my kid in anything. I did. Everyone had a good look at every full.
Yeah.
The girl I'm looking for needs like a mustache, right? That's what this is. A
She needs
mustache.
mustache.
No, she doesn't need a
Okay.
mustache. She just needs a mustache.
Oh, like
And only because the mustache works because a girl's like, oh, that dude has a lot of confidence because he's got 3 chins, but that hot mustache. So there's that. I just took one of me dancing, like a live action from like a wedding photographer. I wasn't doing this, by the way.
Listen, the fact that you sound like you need to be fixed, your points are going up. So that's why I mean you're not a 7.1. You're like,
Okay.
oh,
Yeah, definitely need to be fixed. That's what you need to do. Like because I don't do the let me put in the keywords that I know are gonna hit off. I just do. Louise, I hate you. All right, let's
But
go.
Louis and I will both be on the same comedy show coming up next month. So if anyone is in South Buffalo and they want to see a single guy do some jokes, perfect night to pick up a comic.
At the Kaz. I'm excited because I haven't been there yet for even music, which I probably will before because I want to go every weekend. Have you been there for a music show?
Not for music yet, but it really is a cool venue and it's really awesome. It's an old bank from the 20s, so it's really
I'm excited for it. Ryan will be out, I'm sure. So you can meet all 3 of us. We might give Ryan 5 minutes on stage. You never know.
Oh, come on, let's do it. Let's
so.
go.
No, I don't think so.
Come on, let's do a 3/4 zip. Let's do it. Thank you everyone for listening to Analytics Are for the Nerds. It's great to be talking about non-football related stuff. So much easier, right, everyone? Please like, subscribe. We are on all platforms. Thank you for listening. And again, we'll see you next week. Have a good night.